Hi, welcome back to my sewing vlog. I'm Natalie and this is the Seaside Sewist. So a bit of a different vlog for you today. It's kind of my 5 tips for slow sewing. Now I don't know about anybody else, but when I first started my dressmaking journey, I wanted to buy all of the fabrics, all of the patterns. I didn't have a clue what was going with what. And I think you just get a little bit overwhelmed. You just want to make things as fast as you can to just get something made. And I made a conscious decision at the beginning of this year to do a bit more slow sewing and enjoy the process, the entire process, a lot more. So I'm just going to go through my 5 tips really of how I like to enjoy slow sewing, and it might bring you more pleasure in your makes or bring your sojo back if you've lost it a bit. So the first thing for me is study the pattern. So what I like to do, find out what I want to make, get the pattern, print it out, stick a PDF together, send it off to a copy shop, but I really like to study the pattern and the pattern booklet. So I'll get the pattern booklet out and I'll have a night where I'll get into bed with a cup of tea and I'll read through the booklet and the instructions, look at the sizing, like really look at the sizing, measure myself properly. Where do I fit into with the sizes? Do I need to grade? What fabric am I wanting to make it from? So how much ease am I going to have? So I like to look at pictures on Instagram, searching hashtags and having a look to see what other people have made. I remember making the Nova coat by Paper Cut Patterns and realising that it was very oversized. I looked at a lot of people who made it on Instagram and realised I really needed to size down. I could have sized down again on that make actually, but I realised I did see a lot of people with it a bit too oversized and I didn't want that at all. So I think by looking into reviews of patterns, Minerva are really good at that, reviewing patterns. Also the fold line, if you go on their website for people who've made the pattern, you get some good hints and tips on that as well. And I also like to watch a few sew-alongs, so I'm really sort of clued up on what is involved in the make, any hints and tips, any hacks, any variations. So lately I made the Ilford jacket and I thought about it for that long. It turned into a really enjoyable make. It went from the basic wool jacket with a cuff sleeve and I ended up lining it with like a Sherpa fleece, putting on pockets that were lined and trimmed with the fleece. Because I spent a long time reading through the pattern and actually looking into it, I was then very, very happy with the outcome. I felt like I'd gone to the nth degree with every part of the pattern and that made me really happy with it. So tip 2, choosing your fabric. Make sure you choose the perfect fabric. I've had a fabric in mind for a pattern and then looked into it a bit more and thought that's not actually that as suitable as I thought for it. So get your pattern and your fabric together, pre-wash the fabric, iron it, have it all nicely ready to go. And also get everything together that you need so you're just ready to go. So if you need interfacing, if you need any notions, so any zips or fasteners, if you need a top stitching thread, like a certain colour thread to top stitch, and then just organise everything together. So I've started using these A3 project wallets lately that I got off Amazon. I think I got about 5 for under £10. So this is a sew over it dress that I am about to make, and I've just got everything in here that I need. So I've cut all the pattern pieces out. So this is the sew over it Elsie dress. I've got the fabric ready to go, and then I've got just things in there that I need, like my invisible zip, my thread that I'm going to use, and I just get everything together in that one project bag, and then when I'm ready to do that project, I am ready, it's ready to go. There's nothing worse than sitting down to do a project and just being totally unorganised. I'm an unorganised person to start with, so that really helps me. So tip 3 for me for slow sewing is breaking down into stages. So I like to enjoy every part of the process. So we've already sat and gone through the instruction booklet and things like that. So I think one of my most favourite makes was a dress right at the beginning of my sewing journey that I worked on in 30-minute intervals, and every so many nights I'd sit and I'd do 30 minutes or a couple of stages. So if a stage was putting together a pocket and a pocket lining and fixing that onto a skirt piece, for example, that would be, if that took 20 minutes, that would be the end of that stage. And I think doing it that way, you actually are concentrating on just one thing at a time, and you're doing it as perfect as possible. You know, if I sew something for 3 or 4 hours, I will find myself towards the end of the garment actually starting to rush it a bit, which totally goes against the whole slow sewing thing. So for me, I would do like a night or a couple of nights reading the instructions, another night cutting the pattern pieces out, another night cutting the pattern out, and I really enjoy making a make over a few times. That really works for me. So tip 4 is literally really take your time. If you are wanting to have a bit of sewing time and you're not feeling it, I sew most of my days off and on evenings and things like that, but a few weeks ago I just wasn't in the mood, and I sat and watched a film, and I think I did a bit of my cross stitch instead, because I just didn't feel like sewing. So if you don't feel like it, if you don't feel like physically sitting at your machine and physically sewing, do something else sewing related. Hand sew something, or just cut some pattern pieces out, or read instructions, that sort of thing. And just, but make sure each stage you're enjoying it. You know, if you're not enjoying it, you're not, the garment isn't going to work out how you want it. You know, we don't always feel like sewing, so don't have that pressure on yourself to have to be sewing. Just take your time. And tip 5 is probably one of my favourite tips, and that is just set up a nice sewing space for yourself. So I am lucky that I get to have this desk in what is a very, very small room. It's like a box room in our house. So I've got my desk here, the window is behind me, but I can literally touch the door this way, and this way is my wardrobe, so it's a very, very small space. But when I'm sewing, I like everything to be set up, so I like to have either a cup of tea, or if it's on a night, maybe a glass of wine, some snacks, and I like to, you know, if you like music or listening to a podcast that helps you wind down, I like to put a film on. And I think I was saying in my Stevie So Long, I'm a massive Harry Potter fan, so I literally watch Harry Potter while I sew, and I work my way through the entire box set and then start again. So at the minute I am on to 3, which I think is the Prisoner of Azkaban. Yeah, I think it is. So I'm on 3 again. So for me it's just a bit of uninterrupted time. If I've been to work all day, or I've been cleaning the house or whatever, or my husband's gone to the gym for a few hours, for me it's my uninterrupted time, and I just make it all nice. And I think it's a lovely atmosphere. You don't have to have a sewing room. It could be a corner of the dining room, it could be your dining table, that's fine. Just light some little candles around, put the fairy lights on, and just make it your space, and I guarantee you will enjoy your sewing a lot more. So let me know what you think of that. Have you got any tips or things that you like to do? Do you like slow sewing, or do you literally like to blast through projects? I would really love to know, so put some comments in the comment box below. So give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video, and please subscribe if you would like to see more from me. Until next time, bye.